Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're here for the preview to what is a pointless game. Well, it's a big game for West Brom, but it's pointless for Arsenal, or Ford Arsenal Football Club, as I like to call them now, because it's not really Arsenal Football Club, is it? But there you go. I really shouldn't moan because I've got a West Brom fan here, so I shouldn't be moaning, to be honest. But we got Matt, who does the writing for WBA reports, which it does some really lovely stuff. So go check that out. Go check out their Twitter page. Links to their Twitter in the description, or his Twitter at least. So yeah, great to have you on. And yeah, what do you make of Arsenal after last night? Then go on.
Disappointing, weren't it? I think most or almost all the hopes left on this season were based on last night's game, and and what's left to play for now. It's fallen away, and I think, in all honesty, it's season over, isn't it? And what can Arsenal play for the remaining games of the season? I think it must be a long time since you've been in this position, but I know you and Arsenal fans across the world are more than unhappy with the ownership and those in charge of the club. So you could argue that, this set of players maybe and this ownership don't deserve success. I'll let you carry on with that one, but it's disappointing for Arsenal fans. And as said, most hopes, I'm sure, were left on last night, and they've all eradicated.
I'll get bantered by a freaking West Ham fan here. This is how bad it is. Right. Oh my god. Oh, I've done my ranting for about 2 hours, and I could still rant more. I could still find more problems. But yeah, let's just say, if you ain't seen it, go watch the start of my match reaction. Basically, just go watch the whole stream. I have completely flipped. I couldn't care what anyone had said. I've had to go at people that probably I shouldn't have had to go at. And literally gone all in under the sun. Yeah, so yeah, so but yeah, I'm going to ask you, obviously, as a West Brom fan. It's obviously not been easy this season. You had Bilic, who, I don't know about you, but I felt really was hard done by. The way he had left that club. And by the way, everyone, do like the stream, do share it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe if you are new. Big up Cricket Field End as well. But yeah, I really do feel like how do I put this? That he was very hard done by when he was got rid of when you got rid of him. So what? Yeah. So how do you make of the season and over that decision in particular?
Yeah, the Bilic debate is always, I guess, a contentious one amongst the Albion fan base. And of course, he did a great job taking us up. You can say we limped over the line, which we did, and we had a poor end to the promotion season. But he completed his objective. He was asked to take us up, and he did. It was a 2-year plan. He took us up in the first year, and from that point of view, it was a success. And I always believe, as a football club, you should, have your core values and treat everyone with respect and do things the right way. Of course, it doesn't guarantee success, but yeah, that's something I always believe. And from that point of view, the sacking of Bilic wasn't done the right way. For me, it was clear the final game in charge for Bilic was, of course, a draw at Man City, which was an amazing result for us. And to get sacked after that was just, it was bemusing, wasn't it? You couldn't believe it. Sacked after a draw at Man City. What are they thinking? So it was clearly drawn up
now in the Champions League final.
Yeah, exactly. Spot on. Couldn't put it better myself. So
that's the thing. It felt such a long time. I would say it felt such a long time ago, didn't it? That Man City was struggling. I mean, they lost to Tottenham 2-0. We were all thinking Tottenham. You get that few weeks where Tottenham go, we're top of the league. Oh, look at us. Yes.
They beat City 2-0 and Man United 6-1.
Yeah, but let's be honest, they're just like us. They're bottlers.
Yeah.
They've always been bottlers. We're just copying their example now. That's why I don't call it Arsenal Football Club. But yeah. So that was a decent result, and I can't believe he was getting sacked. There, I remember Match of the Day saying how they done that was sort of very distasteful and maybe
Yes, for
disgraceful
sure.
in an incident.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I do you go along with that?
I'd completely agree that it was distasteful and done in the wrong manner. But equally, you've always got to look at things in football from different perspectives, haven't you? Because I'm sure there's always an idea to why people have made certain decisions. So if you look at it from that perspective, we were in the bottom three, or having a really poor start to the season. I think you can think of results where we lost comfortably. We were shipping goals for fun and not scoring too many. One win was it against Sheffield United, and even in that game they were the better team. So as much as I didn't like the way Bilic was dealt with, and that he could have been loyal to him after taking us up, we were poor at the start of the season, and we weren't in good shape. Then you've got the whole Big Sam situation. He comes in, and it's equally as bad. For the first couple of months of his reign, you think, yeah, we may as well keep Bilic. You've got to add, we didn't spend much in the summer, and this squad, and that is reflected on the squad and our performances and results and where we are in the league. That this squad is a championship squad. It's not good enough to play in the Premier League. That's probably down to the absent owners' fault. Again, like Arsenal, we've got ownership problems. And not bringing in the right players, but following the turn of the year, things have improved, not to an effect where we were able to stay up, but Big Sam has brought his players in, brought players that he thinks can make an impact. And in all fairness, they have. The win against Chelsea stands out to neutral fans and those looking on from a distance. Again, we beat Southampton, and if you just compared performances from the first half of the season to the second one, I honestly can't explain to you. The difference is monumental. So I think that we'll see Big Sam stay in charge next year, and he's got most fans on side now. If blame does go to ownership who didn't provide Bilic and Big Sam for that matter with a squad capable of playing Premier League football. So to round it off, I think Bilic was harshly dealt by, but the improvements Big Sam's made has given them an argument to say, well, we brought a new manager in and it has improved, but it took such a long time that it's too late. So, of course, in football, you can look at things from different perspectives, and it's just whichever one you take as a West Brom fan or as a neutral fan. Bilic, yeah, he probably was harshly dealt with, but Big Sam has made a difference.
Yeah, you touched on Sam. Then I was always going to be that one that if he doesn't get you out of this hole, he will be the one that will go day before the game you're going to get sacked to keep his record, because he never lost his record.
Nah.
And I would expect him to do that. Then again, you have got, in terms of wins, you've got the most successful England manager. Right, one win, 100%. You know what I mean? If you look at percentages. Pun. But then again, we are the first European Super League side to get in that, though. The first English European Super League side to get knocked out of Europe.
Oh,
I know, couldn't write this, could you? He's setting records every week.
Spurs got knocked out even before the Super League began. So there's still
they technically won a Super League club.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and to be honest, beat them in the Super League. Yeah, but like I would say with that Sammy's is that, like I said, I was expecting him to go before that job, and so to see if there has been, and I have seen there's been improvements in a way, and you have picked up certain results. I think you picked up the West Brom 5-2 against Chelsea result.
Yeah.
Was it Stamford Bridge? It was at Stamford Bridge, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we won't do that at Stamford Bridge. We'll have our pants pulled down, and Tuchel will get a rubber glove, get some lube, and do what Emery did, shove it straight up Emery. As Arteta won't get it just once from Emery, he'll get it from Tuchel next, and probably anyone else will play. or anyone half decent in terms of tactical awareness now, so everyone would call it. But yeah, so you would be happy with Sam if you got relegated to try and bring you back up to next season.
Yeah, personally, for sure. I think
Because let's face it, I mean, we're not going to beat around the bush. You are going to get relegated. So it's more like looking at next season and what is your best option, and you think that's Big Sam's your best option.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot to be said about continuity, knowledge of a group of players, and having time with the squad and making those improvements we've touched upon. And I'm not sure there are too many better options out there than Big Sam. He's got a great record of bringing teams up from the Championship. And yeah, again, the improvements he's made. If we compared the performance to Arsenal in December last year, whenever it was, and Arsenal completely outplayed us that day, I think you'd be able to see at the weekend, compare those two performances, and there has been a big difference in regards to our performances and structure as a team, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, as I said, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and do hit the share button. Go follow Matt on Twitter, and I'm sure he's got links to the WBA report. Go and follow that as well. Doing some great stuff there for West Bromwich Albion content. But yeah, one player I do want to pick out, obviously, is when he came to you in January from Arsenal, was Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
Yeah.
Someone we could have bloody used last night, actually. Figures. But obviously he went there to not because he had offers from Southampton, I think.
Yeah.
And he would have gone to Southampton if they were going to play him as a wing back or going to play him in centre midfield.
Yeah.
But he's gone to West Brom. And how do you make of him as a centre mid?
Well, he's part of those signings that Allardyce brought in January to make a difference and obviously improve the team. And from Maitland-Niles' point of view, he hasn't been bad, and he's definitely better than what we've got beforehand. So he came straight into the team. He's barely missed a minute, I don't think. And I said he's definitely better than what we've got. He's not. I'm not also saying that he's the best player in the team and that he's the best player I've seen playing for Albion in recent years. He's got energy. Technically, he's not bad. He can drive the ball forwards. But at the same time, I'm not sure for where Arsenal should be that he's a player that'll be starting in the centre of the park week in, week out. For where Arsenal should be as a club, the quality of players that Arsenal should have, I just don't think Maitland-Niles is quite good enough. Don't get me wrong, I think he'll have a decent Premier League career, and he's good enough to play in the Premier League. He's proved that with us. He's been okay, and he's been a part of those good wins we've had. And I said he has impressed at times. Other games he hasn't had as much of an effect, but I just don't think where Arsenal deserve to be, where the fan base deserves to be, in the Champions League positions. I don't think he's going to be starting, I say, week in, week out. But equally, he's not been bad. He's been better than what we've got. He's been an improvement. And I think he is a Premier League player, of course, but maybe just not, in those Champions League positions.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where I'd take him back. I don't know.
Again, he might have the ability to play in one of those wing back roles. I haven't seen him, of course, play for Albion in those positions. Maybe that suits him better with his physical ability.
When he's played for Arsenal, he's had games where he's been shocking. He's been playing a period where he's played really well, and
yeah, a bit like that with Albion. Yeah.
Yeah, what I think might be good for him if he wants to play really as a midfielder and wants to try and establish a career, unless he maybe gets an offer when at the end of the season from a Premier League side, maybe a year in a Championship might do in the world of good. Very competitive. It's still a very competitive league.
For sure, yeah.
One
definitely.
of the toughest to get out of.
Sure.
So yeah. Yeah, definitely for me, I would feel that a year of him going into the Championship would be a good idea for him. But
Yeah, if he stayed with us for a promotion campaign, went back to Arsenal as a player,
I think he
with
could be a value asset for you in that.
no, for sure, yeah,
Mm.
definitely. So yeah, definitely could benefit him, and I do think he has got a good career ahead of him. I do think that, yeah.
Yeah. So what I will say is, obviously, last time we played you was about back in December or something. We just beat
Yeah, something
West.
like that.
It's probably like the worst times. We only just beaten Chelsea, so we got rid of that run.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, that's only because Smith Rowe and Saka and Martinelli, so he just fell in Arteta's lap. It wasn't like he was going to deliberately pick them.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know the Martinelli agenda, don't we? And people say I've got an agenda against Arteta. Well, what do you expect? They're all now turning, but I won't see any apologies in the comments or anything like that, But there you go. Every time I've tried to be a realist or tried to meet people halfway and be realistic or raise a question, you either get told go support Spurs or someone like that.
Yeah.
Good one. I just sit there as an Arteta out fan. I'm saying, you really back Arteta now, right? Then you still trust his process. Like I keep saying, if you really trust the process, you really trust Conky to actually invest in this process because he needs investment. If you really do that, you really don't support this club. You really don't. You're not helping this club. Get out. And but that's just Arsenal turmoil. I mean, we shouldn't be going to West Brom fans and moaning about we're in turmoil with the fact that you're having to go back down to the Championship. But but would you feel that West Brom, despite their 4-0 at the game, and one thing I did like Big Sam for was trying to get that game. I think he was trying to get that game called off at some point.
Snowing on it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, snowing on the pitch. I'm like, you're English. It's English football. We play in the winter, mate. Get over yourself.
Well, you didn't see him trying to get the Wolves game called off, and we had to win, did you? So
yeah.
So there you go. Yeah.
I'm just like, have you seen like I thought it was the Manchester City game? Right, it was absolutely soaking wet and like nearly flooded, and they still managed to beat the crap out of them. So no, I didn't believe that for a second. No, it weren't that. No, it was a Wolves game. Wolves game, I think.
Wolves game, yeah. When we played Wolves,
yeah, Wolves game. And so you played the conditions you're in, mate. You should know that.
Same for both teams, isn't it?
Yeah, same both teams, and it's best whoever best adapts wins. Arsenal never good at adapting, right? We know that, but do you feel going away from home with our home record? I mean, and the fact we've just been knocked out of Europe by Emery, and big up for Emery for being so dignified because he could have rubbed that in our faces.
Yeah, true.
He could have gone right up to the cameras and said, "Arsenal, good evening," right? But he didn't, and he didn't get chucked around or anything like that. He just let the players celebrate and be dignified, right? And fair play to him. And to be honest, if this was going to be what we were getting Arteta, right? And this is how bad it was. Yeah, I did believe in Arteta. I did. Right? You win an FA Cup, you're going to believe in the manager, aren't you?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And I said in my AFTV video back then, right, when I was at the Box Park at Wembley with him, back him. I don't think it was backed enough, but he was back to a certain extent that you could at least not be 10th.
Yeah.
Not be 10th and out of Europe. And or be in the FA Cup at least. But he threw that away. He's thrown the Europa League away I can't tell what I could give you a predicted lineup, but I can't. That's what I would feel. What I want to see because I can't tell. No one can sit there. Could you tell me what Arteta plays?
No.
He's gone there in 2 finals, played a false 9, which we lost 2-1, and then he's now played another game, the other semi-final, playing another system, a 4-1-4-1. We've never played that.
No.
So why are you playing it?
It's
Right?
sort of
It's
almost
so
like,
simple
you
to
don't
do.
know what you're doing
No,
in such a big
it
game.
was
It
nearly
does give you that
the
vibe.
game was like you're nearly over 30s. Yeah, you've got over 30, like over 30-year-old players there. If you play Tuck on the right, Martinelli up front, Smith on the left, Odegaard in the middle, Partey Xhaka or Partey on any, however you want to put it. I'll probably
Yeah.
on any because he's safe. But you put them there, bang, right? You hit them with pace, right?
Yeah.
You're scoring goals for fun. But no, it's just more like a training session, to be honest. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like a semi-final. And I didn't even watch the game, so I didn't even miss anything. So how can you miss 70? How can you miss 78 minutes of football and not miss a damn thing?
Yeah.
It
Says
just
it all,
doesn't
doesn't
make
it?
sense. But so, do you feel that obviously with all that going around, the turmoil at the club, there's probably more protests on Sunday. I guarantee there is, especially after what's happened here, and the fact
Yeah.
he's not gone because everyone's calling for his head. There's very, very, very few people I have. There's about one person I found that's still backing him
Yeah.
at the minute, and I mean, even Ty said his position's untenable. For fuck's sake, I'm sorry not to swear, but I mean, goodness sake, if Ty says his position's untenable, what does that tell you? I mean, that it's real, it's bad.
Yeah.
But do you feel? To the question, do you feel with all that going around, do you feel West Brom could take the advantage and try and win the game and hope that the results go your way? Because don't forget, you were in this position 0405.
Yeah.
Maybe not as bad, but in this position, and you managed to find a way out. Do you feel that you could do not just that, maybe not that, but make a good statement of yourselves to say we're going to come back up next year?
To be honest, I think we can, and that carries on from the recent games that we've shown. Of course, against Chelsea, Southampton should have beaten Villa, and you could say we should have beaten Wolves at the weekend. I think we will carry on and at least, as you say, make a decent impressions of ourselves and not go down with a whimper and not be the laughing stock. Especially you mentioned the turmoil and everything going on at Arsenal. We've got nothing to lose. We're relegated. Everyone at the club and neutral fans recognise that. So what have we got to lose? Go out and show the rest of the league that we are a decent team that can come back up next year. So if we just carry on the performances and how we've played in recent times, take that into the game, I don't see any reason why we can't. As I say, at least we put in a decent performance. We might not win, but not not be that laughing stock we were at the start of the season. I really do think we've got a decent opportunity there to go and prove ourselves as a team. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to just quickly show the rest of your fixtures because there's not many left now. But
Nah.
I'll quickly show you. You've got West Brom. You've got 3 games left actually. You've got West Brom. You've got Arsenal, Liverpool, and West Ham. Liverpool at home. Still chasing top 4, I believe.
Yeah.
Arsenal are obviously on Sunday, and then West Ham at home as well. So, and if we look at the table, what does it mean for West Ham? Are fighting for a top 4 place, so they're going to be up for it. You've
Yeah,
got
could have a big say in the
Liverpool,
Champions League places.
yeah, and if we look at West Ham's fixtures, Brighton, Everton, West yourselves, and Southampton, they're all games they could win. So they could get a full spot here. I mean, especially if we drew to Newcastle somehow. I just want to quick look as well. The apparently 7th place is Conference League even, and we're 5 points off the Conference League. And we've got
So yeah,
who have we got? Chelsea, Palace, Brighton. We'll lose to Palace. We never beat Palace. We never do. Brighton, I couldn't even get a staff what we do. I couldn't even get a staff. And we got yourselves as well. Chelsea will get smashed. Right, like I said, Tuchel will tell us a new one. But yeah, what I see with West Brom is, what can you say out of those games? You've got obviously Arsenal, Leeds, West Brom, Liverpool.
I'd like to pick up maybe a win from one of those games. I think Liverpool will more than likely end in a defeat. They've picked up decent form again. I mean, they've been unpredictable this season, so who knows? If we can pick up a win from one of those 4 games, then perhaps, again, as I mentioned before, we can go down with a bit of respect. But yeah, I'm not expecting to beat you or Liverpool. West Ham, it will be up for it, as you mentioned. They've got a lot to play for, and with 3 easy games, they'll be looking to take maximum points from that. And Leeds on the final day as well might mean nothing for them, but they'll have fans back, so I'm sure they want to give a good account of themselves there. I'd like to see a win from one of those 3 games. I think we probably could get 1 win. Who knows? But
WEA reports. I'm not sure the social links in the description. Have you got it?
Yeah, it's in my Twitter account. You'll be able to find it through there.
Do you want to grab it? And you can put it in the. I can put it in the chat right now.
Yeah, I'll put it in a chat right now.
Yeah, if you put it in the chat, I can put it in there for you.
I believe it's just. There you go.
But there you go. Well, I'll quickly share that now. Copy. Comments and paste. Everyone, go check that out. Go and subscribe. Go give that a follow. Go give that go check that out, because, like I said, they do brilliant stuff over there. Very insightful, actually, some of the stuff I've seen there. So, Matt's, if you guys kindly support them as well, yep. You'll also, to the regulars that are on here, you'll find them in the group chat on Twitter now, so as well. So welcome, obviously, to the community. We're glad to have you. And
I believe I saw a comment saying about OK Kuslu as well.
Yes, I've got a mate. One other. OK Lucy is a quality player. I was going to go back to this question actually. Is a quality player. He could do well at a mid-table club, and you should sign him on a permanent. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, completely. I was talking about those signings we made in January to improve the team alongside Maitland-Niles. I'd say Yakuslu's the one who stood out by far, and I fully believe that he'll sign for a Premier League club. He was from Celta Vigo, a holding midfielder, 6'4", quite strong, but really good in the tackle. And
you'd think Maitland-Niles from Arsenal would be the one that impresses.
Yeah, you would do completely. And as I say, Maitland-Niles again hasn't been bad, but if we're comparing him, Newcastle has stood out by a mile. He looks like a bit of a diamond in the rough. If you get what I mean, he stands out, class above all the rest of the players in the team. I say really good in the tackle, strong, but so good with the ball at his feet. And I fully agree with the comment. He would do well at a mid-table Premier League club if any side needed depth in that holding midfield area.
Arsenal.
Honestly, again, I obviously
we're mid-table club mates.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I might be biased, having watched him week in, week out, but he does seem a class act. And for a team like Arsenal, maybe it'd be a bit of a bargain. Who knows? But especially teams in the lower half, I think he'd slot in easily in all of those sides for sure.
Yeah. Who are the players we should be wary of? I was going to come to that, obviously. What's the main threat for? So I see Robinson as a good option. When I've seen games of yours, I mean, I watched the game on Monday, and Dinier's I like as well. Townsend. Like you said, Kusulu is all right as well. Pereira, I'm not
Pereira's
sure.
the one.
Pereira's the one.
Yeah.
Pereira's the one for you. So,
when I say Yakuslu's a bit of a diamond in the rough, that excludes, probably a bit unfair on our goalkeeper and Pereira. again, I'm an avid Pereira fan. Ever since he joined the club, I have been. For again another player that I do believe has got the quality to perform at this level. When we first got promoted, along with the rest of the players, just underperformed really and finding their feet in this division. And if we talk about the players that I think you should be wary of, especially since the improvement in January signings, Allardyce getting his feet under the table, Pereira has stood out as a really talented player, as we saw last year in the Championship, a player full of tricks, technique, a bit of a sort of a bit of a nasty edge to him, a bit ruthless in a good way, which a competitive streak is the way to phrase that. Sometimes it can go a bit too far and he gets a bit carried away. But the quality he's got, with a final ball passing, shooting, set piece delivery, consistent penalty taker this season. He really has got bundles of talent, and he's now finally showing it on a consistent basis. Being put up for Player of the Month too. So for me, Pereira, he really can go on to big things. He's just got to get that sort of play acting sort of thing out of his game and diving and whatnot. If he cuts that out, I really do think he can go on to big things.
That's the thing I heard about
honestly.
So I watched the PSG Man City game, and that's the one thing that really bugs me. Neymar, for example.
Yeah,
Neymar,
for sure.
you gotta admit, is a God-given talent, and can't deny the quality he has. But I don't have respect for him because you got to breathe on him, and he'll fall on the floor like he's been shot by a sniper.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
He'll fall like more times like he's just been cut open and about to have a transplant. I mean, honestly, that's how bad he looks when he goes down on the floor, and then 30 seconds later he's running about.
Yeah.
Really, and then even after the end of that game, he's trying to get people sent off as well. So that just doesn't make no sense for me, and that's why I feel now. That's why I don't really sort of now look at the players. For example, I look at the FA and that you don't. You said you tighten it up. You don't. You don't
No,
book
that's
players
true.
when it's supposed to, because it's a clear booking when it's simulation. And actually, if you try and do that, I shouldn't think it should be a booking. It should be just a sending off.
Yeah.
If you try to deliberately cheat, it should be a sending off. Because I'm a firm believer. If you cheaters never prosper, and if you want to cheat, you shouldn't play. You can't play fairly. Don't play at all. So, then that way also it gives them a direct message, because their manager will be like that. Don't you bloody dare do it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Don't you dare. And they know if they did, they'll get absolutely walloped by everyone. So who are the 3 Arsenal players that you would take at West Bromwich Albion in the summer? Probably all of them, to be honest. But I mean, I'm sure if even Sam Allardyce could probably do better at the squad than Arteta can. But yeah, say if you had to pick 3, which one would you go? Which 3 would you go for?
Yeah, I'll go on a sort of a basis, a realistic sort of basis here. So I think one of them would be Maitland-Niles, because he's slotted into the team, got used to the surroundings, and he could continue to thrive. And not only for the benefit of Albion, but for Maitland-Niles himself. We talked about a year in the Championship could perhaps, even toughen him up. A consistent run of games playing in that central midfield position. So I think he'd be one. I think despite playing games recently, from what I've seen, he's played fairly well. Perhaps Callum Chambers, who's gone out on loans in the past, would be another one to play a consistent run of games, I think, and that could benefit not only again West Brom and also Chambers himself. Maybe if he's not going to find a consistent run of games at Arsenal, it could give him that platform to go and show the team, this is what I can do if you give me a run of games. And I think finally the third one would be Balogun, who's shown in the youth teams recently signed a new contract. You could argue Nketiah for that, but perhaps a loan deal next season we're in need of a striker to score goals. Could it be someone that does that?
Yeah.
I think there are three realistic sort of players that we take at Albion. Yeah,
because I've already said this in my last stream, is that the way we are at the minute, I wouldn't blame Smith Rowe and Saka, and I could even see it happening that they'll go in the summer.
yeah. You couldn't, could you? Because they're talented players. And at some point they'll be wanting to.
You couldn't deny that either. You tell me they can't walk into a Liverpool side or at the minute. The way Liverpool are at the minute,
talented players.
If I was Liverpool, I'd be looking at players like Martinelli, for example. You can play on the left, right, and you could put also Saka. I'll be looking at both of them, thinking,
yeah,
if we put the right money down, we can get them. Right,
for the
because
future
they
as
don't
well.
want to stay there.
So many years ahead of them.
And they were replaced by maybe not Salah, but it would definitely replace Mane and Firmino.
Yeah,
without a doubt. You can put Martinelli up front. You could put maybe Saka on the left. Saka's played brilliant on the left as well. So you could put Saka on the left, right? So yeah, he can. I can see that. If I was Klopp, I'd be looking at clocking that and thinking, yeah, I can get something out of them. Definitely.
Yeah, if you can tempt them out of Arsenal, why not?
Yeah, and Smith Rowe can get Man United. Can get. He wouldn't go to Spurs, but Leicester, maybe as a backup for Maddison.
West Ham, if Lingard went back to Man United.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I think he'll stay there, to be honest. I think he's there on a permanent because I don't think he's at Man United's level. But for me, a couple of players I'd take back. I would say if I was going to take back Maitland-Niles, you'd say, look, you're not getting centre mid. You're not getting centre mid.
Yeah.
Right? Make that right back position your own. Right?
Yeah.
There's your opportunity. Go and do it. Tierney's got left back. You've got an opportunity with Cedric to make that your own. Right?
That's it.
You and Cedric. The other two don't care about. Go buy. Listen already. Should have been
so
gone.
Use the funds. Sell Bellerin. Use it in on another position.
Yeah, either that or sell him to West Brom on a permanent. And then Pereira you might have mentioned plays in behind the striker. Well, we need a cam. Right? Is he better than Smith Rowe? Maybe not.
Nah.
Maybe he is.
Given the platform next year, who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing. So, but I just don't feel any confidence. I never did feel any confidence anyway. Not since I turned Arteta out in the North London derby. And even before then, I had no confidence because I was worried. But that was the sort of final nail in the coffin for me. And yeah, the way we're running at the minute, would you be surprised in the next 3 years we end up like Newcastle?
Well, I don't see, unless drastic changes are made, how it improves from where you are now. Who knows? It could get worse. You've just got to hope that if there's going to be no investment put in, you've just got to hope these players can find a way to at least maintain the performance, or a management change. Perhaps if you could find that right manager, who knows? I don't think Arsenal are Arsenal. They're one of the most famous clubs in world football. So I'd hope that they'd never be able to fall as far down as Newcastle have done in recent times. But it needs to improve, doesn't it, quickly? And is it going to happen under Kroenke? I'm not too sure. I don't think it will. And then you've got another argument for the managerial situation. So I'm not too sure I can see it improving, straight away.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm just absolutely. I'm just done with this. Actually, and just done with this season. I want it to end. I'd rather watch the Grand Prix. I'd rather.
Yeah.
I tried to do both at the same time. That's how committed I was. And I just,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I pick the F1 over it straight away. There's nothing there that gives me any confidence. There's nothing that gives me belief, any hope. It's just been drained out of literally every single fan, and we need to just, if it's going to start, it's got to start from the top. It can't just be another managerial change. It can't just be that.
Yeah, it's rotten, isn't it? It starts from above the manager.
It's no ambition, and that's the rotten part of it. Is no ambition, and the ambition comes from the top, and it hasn't come from the top since 2006, 2006. It was taken over by the Conkeys. Since the Conkeys have put shares in this club, it had no ambition. The only ambition it had was making the bottom line, right? Making the profit.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, it's then that is then drip fed into the club down to the board, because then David Dean sells his shares and goes. His son sells the rest of his shares and goes. Ken Fire goes, right? And then you get in the likes of Ditley, Chittard, Gazidis, and God knows what else.
Yeah.
And again, right, Wenger protecting them all the way through. And it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, there were title challenges in between. 2015, the 16 most notable. But again, no ambition to go buy an extra striker.
That's it.
Which
Could have made the whole difference. Who knows? If you got that one player in?
It would have done. It would have done. And and again, no ambition. We went to buy Jacko instead of Kante, and we bought him for more as well. It then seeps through to the manager by saying top four's a trophy. Right? What manager says top four's a trophy?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and again with Arteta, well, we're expected to lose. We're 100% expected to lose against Liverpool. Oh, not even a Vanarama League or any sort of non-league manager would say that. They would not say that. They would try and back their team and try and give them a positive. Well, can't crap like that. It's just embarrassing. And then to top it off, it then filters to the players, because then they see the ambition in the club's going nowhere. So they're like, well, we're not going to win anything, are we? So we might as well just go through the motions, collect our paycheck, and go home.
For sure.
Right? 375 grand a week for Aubameyang. Right? He only turned up in the last 2 games, really. And same with Willian. Willian's, when's he turned up? When? He hasn't even turned up at the club yet.
Yeah.
Right? I swear it must be, because that's no footballer. Right? That's a criminal. Right? It's a criminal. Right? It should be done for fraud for impersonating a footballer. Right? But yeah, it stinks. It stinks. It really does stink. You know, it's like it's one of those where you know it's gone off, right? But because you got no sense of smell, you can't. You know the milk's gone off, but you can't sense. You can't. You got no sense of smell. You can't smell it's gone off.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what it is, right? And plus, also you're blind as well, so you can't see it's gone off. So
that's it. Yeah.
Stale as well. So that's the thing. If you're blind and you can't smell, I'm not dissing them people there. Don't get me wrong. But if you can't, it's basically like that with Arsenal Football Club. They can see the milk, right? They can't see the milk has turned stale, and they can't smell it either, right? So this club is dead. It's dead to the absolute core. It's not the club that I fell in love with anymore. Right, and my match reaction title said, "I hate Arsenal Football Club," because this club as it is is not Arsenal Football Club. It doesn't. It's not his at all. But I mean, honestly, what would you think Sam would go for? Would he go all out for this game, or do you feel that he were try to play counter-attacking and try and hit back? And what would you think it'd be lineup would be?
Well, I wouldn't imagine we'll go all out and play expansive open football. We're just not good enough to do that. But I think when Sam came in and it's eventually developed, we started from being solid at the back, and then now we've tried to progress our playing. We've eventually got to the point where I think there's a fair amount of balance in the team. I think we'll look to hit on the counter attack, get Pereira on the ball, and get crosses into the box for Diagne. Of course, a big presence to see if he can bully the Arsenal defence. It won't be beautiful football, but yeah, I'm sure we'll sit on the counter attack, get Pereira on the ball, get those crosses into the box, look to be a threat from set pieces, and just stay solid in defence. And in all fairness to Allardyce and the team, they have really developed a good balance between defence and attack in recent games, I think.
Yeah. For me, I can't tell you what Arteta would play. Like I said before, because I tell you what I want to see. I'm not be too fast, to be honest. Right, you can play Martin in this game if you want to. Put Matt Ryan in goal because Leno's leaving the summer, so we've got to see. The one thing is Leno's leaving the summer, so let Mine improve. We don't need to buy another goalkeeper. So
Yeah.
the minute he's made no mistakes and his distribution has been all right, so make him prove we don't need to buy another owner. So basically, when we go to Chelsea, we're going to get touched, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you put him in? Because if he can make half the season, keep us in a game, it'll prove us that we've still got a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, for sure.
So we can, bin him. Then we can bin Leno and get rid of him. So we've got him there. What, Suarez, right? Tierney never looked fit in the first place, to be honest. But I'll save Tierney for the Chelsea. I'll give him some minutes towards the end of the game to give him some more minutes. But I play Suarez on the left actually, and I'd play Chambers on the right because Bellerin was there. I'd play Gabriel, David Luiz, right? Xhaka is out, so I'd play Elneny and Partey. Then I'd play across the front line behind the striker. I'd play, give Saka a break. He needs a break. He's crap because he needs a break. You could put Willian on white. I couldn't care. You could put Pepe on the left. You could put Odegaard or Smith Rowe in the middle, and you could put Lacko up the top. There you go. There's a team for you. But it's how disinterested I am in this game and this club. And it's no disrespect to West Brom. It's just the way Arsenal fans feel right now, and they just can't even believe that Arsenal have still got this manager in the club. And it's Luca, mate.
Hello.
Obviously, Arsenal fan. What do you see happening for this game, mate? And
you know what? I'm not. First things first, Matt. Nice to meet you, by the way. And
you too.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, mate. And but no, you know what? I'm not too bothered about this game, to be honest. I'd rather let West Brom win this game, to be honest, because we've got nothing. We've got nothing to play for, right? And I think West Brom need it more. I genuinely think they need it more, because at the end of the day, right, what have we got something to play for? We're still stuck with this manager, right? We've got no European football for the first 25 and a half
years. As much as they're not mathematically relegated, they They are, to be honest, they are pretty much about 1 point away from it. So they
You could
need
at least
to
make it exciting towards the end.
We can make it exciting by hoping Brighton lose every single game and they win every single game, but
Yeah.
I doubt it. But yeah, you were saying anyway, we're out of European football. Yeah, we are.
But the thing is, we're out of European football, right? And what have we got something to play for? Mathematically, we can still get 6th, 7th, to qualify for the Europa League. If you finish 7th, you have to do a qualifying round for the actual Europa League group stage. It means your pre-season would start probably like June time, right, after the European Championships.
No, you get Conference League.
Oh, is it Conference League now? 7th?
Yep.
What?
That's what I was
So
told.
why is it Conference League then? I
That's
swear
because it's
6th.
new.
I swear 6th and 5th automatic, 7th's a qualifying round, and then 8th to 10th.
No, that's what I was told.
Gee, well, we might as well not be in Europe then. So, but the thing is, maybe it's a good idea to come out of Europe, start all over again as a club, because. But if we can't fix this right, because what I don't get is that Chelsea literally come out of Europe in 2016, I think it was, when Leicester won the league, 10th place, and Conte took them in first place. Leicester came out of that as well. Liverpool finished outside of Europe. They finished like 8th, 9th once and didn't get European football. If Arsenal can't do that and qualify for Europe for next year without European football, then something's not right with this football club. Then we have to accept where we are. Mediocrity, we have to accept as a mid-table club, because we need to fix up in the summer, okay? Arteta needs to be sacked. And there's rumours going around that apparently Daniel Ike has put a bid in today for Stan Kroenke, right? Apparently there's a rumour today on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Ike has put a £1.8 million bid. He's actually went to Stan
we've already
Kroenke
done that
today and put a bid in today. He's actually done it today. So now we've got to wait and hear whether Kroenke will accept it or not. Personally, in my hands, I don't think he's not going to accept it. Why? Because he would probably. There's no freaking way he will sell the club. The only way he will sell the club if fans stop buying merchandise. Okay, that is the only way we'll
Stop
get
going
this.
to games, mate.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the only way. And all these fans protesting and all that stuff, they've got to keep protesting. It's the only way to get this manager. The only way to get this owner out.
UEFA Conference League is 7th.
Is it actually?
Yeah, we're fucked.
No, we're fucked, mate. No way we're getting 6th. Should get that. Might as well. What would you rather do? Get Europa League Conference, or would you rather go out of Europe?
I'd rather not be in Europe at all.
I don't really want to be in Europe.
I prefer the Charity Shield over that thing.
So would I. I prefer the McDonald's
it's
Cup.
For charity. Right, that's honest to God. But yeah, I love to say it's more positive, mate. But
I think we'll beat West Bromwich Albion. Going into this game, I think lineup wise, I would go with Matt Ryan in goal. Right back, I'll go with. I don't know who would I go with right back. I want you to answer me this for me now. I don't really know what to choose. Who would you go with right back?
Chambers.
Yeah, probably not Bellerin then.
No.
Got nothing to play for though. He's leaving at the end of the season, no.
Yeah, no. So why would I play him?
Yeah, but you got nothing to play for though.
Yeah, I'd rather play with players that are going to be there next year. When you start looking at the season,
go
mate.
with. What about Cedric?
Use these as pre-season friendlies. Put him on the left.
Maybe
play injured.
Yeah,
unless this rumor true that he actually wasn't injured. He used his excuse to get Tierney on. If that's the case, then this guy's even more of a fraud.
I would play Matt Ryan in goal, Chambers at right back, centre backs. I'll go with Gabriel, Mari, Tierney left hand side.
Mari that deserves been, has he?
Louise, is he fit?
If he's fit, pay him.
All right, play him, Gabriel, left hand side, maybe Tierney. Midfield, I'll go with Partey. Bring back Danny Ceballos. Probably go with Smith Rowe. On the wings, Bannigan, Lacazette, and Martinelli. Something like that I'll go for.
Okay. Yeah. Matt, what would you? First of all, yeah, open the lines up for. I'm sorry, open the lines up. Open the lines up for 10 minutes tops. So I've got to shoot off. I've got to try and make myself something to eat. Jesus. Yeah, literally 5 minutes. But it's literally whilst I ask this question, this is while I'm opening the lines. Yeah, I asked this, and do you feel who do you feel you need? What needs strengthening West Bromwich Albion to make sure they get straight back up next season? For next season.
Well, I think we need to replace the loan players of similar quality. We're not going to sign. We mentioned how good your Cusley's been this season, or Maitland Niles. Perhaps we're not going to bring in those caliber of players, but we need to make sure that we replace them in a way where we've got decent depth to the squad. We need to bring in a clinical striker, keep hold of Pereira, perhaps, and add depth to the squad. Because when these loan players depart, I don't think the squad is a big one, really. So I think if I had to give you 3 key points to try and keep us or to take us back to the Premier League next year, I'd say replace the loan players, bring in
breaking news on Arteta.
Whoa.
The Arsenal board have apparently on the One Football app said that the Arsenal board have made a decision on Arteta.
No, it ain't.
It's on the One Football app. It's only on the One Football app. Nothing special. Just got a notification anyway. It says the Arsenal board have made a decision on Arteta's future. I'm serious. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it. Stephen's having a look.
I'm having a look.
By the way, Lewis Hamilton won the Spanish practice Grand Prix, so the fastest.
He didn't win the practice Grand Prix. You don't win you don't win anything. It's a practice session, you idiot.
Yeah, I know. He
Stop trying to wind me up. He didn't win practice. It's a practice session for fuck's sake. Testing components and everything. Jesus Christ.
Watch it?
Well, no, I've been busy all day. Been moaning about fucking Arsenal all day. Arsenal are set for their worst season. Arsenal owner Silent Stan makes decision on Arteta's future after this exit. If these fucking adverts stop slowing his computer down. Holy fuck. Why have you got to have 10 ton of fucking adverts to be one fucking report? Will not sack Arteta before the start of next season.
Means he's staying.
He's staying.
Yeah.
He's staying.
Yeah. Which is not good.
This is why Kroenke needs to go.
That's why we've got to target him. This is why we've got to keep protesting.
I'm sorry. If you're an Arsenal supporter, you protest in any which way possible. I can't protest yet. I've only just had my jab, so I can't protest for another 2-3 weeks. So you need to get down there and protest. If it means I miss vlogs, and I don't know how to do vlogs, but I'm sure I can work out a way. But if it means I have to miss streams, I'll go down there and do it. And I'd have to drive 110 miles for every protest.
Would you not get a train?
Yeah, I'll get the train. I'll get the train and go down there and do it. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. But yeah, score predictions finally. What are you gonna go for, mate?
I'm going to go with Arsenal 1, Albion 1. Quite confident for West Brom's.
You're not gonna go for a win?
No, never.
Oh, go on.
I don't think I ever expect
brave.
Albion to win. Or what do you want me to go with? Like
Go 2-1.
another sort of 5-2 Chelsea, something like that. Now,
Nah,
if
go
we're
for
going to win, I
go
think
for
we'd sneak it
go for
1-0.
2-1. Go for 2-1.
2-1. Why not? There you go.
Go on, be brave. It is Arsenal after all. I'd say a win, but not after that.
Who knows? Who knows? It could
You know what?
go anywhere.
Nah, that's because I was going to say a 1-1 draw because I can't see it.
No.
I can't even see it against West Brom, man. Honestly. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up there because we got no response from Luca. I don't know what's happened there. But there you go. If we'll come back, we'll come back. But anyway, thanks for everyone that's watching as usual. Do smash a like on the video. Do share the stream. Thank you, Matt, for coming back on.
Yeah,
if you're right,
thank you. Pleasure's mine.
No worries. Can I have a quick word with you off air as well, just before you go as well? Cheers. And yeah, make sure to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care. And bye-bye. Arteta out.